Before we begin, I do want to let everyone know that when I make these guides, I strive to be as accurate as possible, as well as entertaining, and this is no exception. So please sit back, relax, and let's go! This is Sorcerer Kid, and it's that time for everyone's most anticipated event, the Glorious Masquerade. I am here to guide you through what to expect for this event, and, well, with a whole new title page, cool character designs, and the introduction of a new character, it may not be that much of an understatement that this is going to be the biggest event of the year. So, come on, the Masquerade is about to begin, and you're cordially invited. Alright, so what's the story? Why are we here? Well, the students of Night Raven are invited to a school social from Noble Bell College. When they arrive in Fleur City, they are met with the sound of bells ringing as the streets come alive with a yearly festival. Everything is inspired by A Hunchback of Notre Dame. Fleur City is based off of Paris, France, and Noble Bell College is, well, Notre Dame. It's going to be a very visually pleasing event. I look forward to seeing everything. And I especially look forward to seeing Malleus. You see, in the story from what I've seen so far, Malleus was specifically invited, like they invited him by name. And just the look on his face is absolutely charming. It's like, oh my, I was invited by name? Well, I suppose I'll go. So I look forward to seeing that moment. Okay, next we're going to go over the mechanics of how to play this event. So you're able to progress in the story by doing lessons. Now, these lessons can be kind of tricky because they could range from something simple to something specific. Some chapters you're able to go through by doing 50 lessons no matter what the type. And there are some chapters that you have to complete specific lessons in order to progress. For example, one section could have you do 20 alchemy. Another section could have you do 20 history lessons in Octavanel. Or another could have you do 20 lessons of flying for Scarabia. I'm not saying these are going to be in the event. I'm just coming up with examples on my own. But just keep an eye out for that. Now, if you don't have that many star shards or bottles in your reservoir, I would highly suggest you get on this event as soon as possible, because the more you let this event sleep, the more it's going to be difficult to progress. I know I didn't finish it last year because I was doing other things, and it was really hard to keep up. So next, we're going to go over the stamps. Now, it's a stamp event, so you basically do objectives to get all sorts of goodies. There will be a stamp per week. I will go over this later on in the video. But as you're going about this event, you'll be collecting masks. These are going to be the currency for the shop, which I will go over again. And you can get that during lessons or during the event. Just make sure to collect all those because there are a lot of good things you can get. And then another thing I will touch on later is the guest room, which will have battles and furniture and material, which I will go over later on. I would like to talk about the new cards coming in, the exclusive cards that we get for free. You're going to get a total of 5 cards, and that is the R cards Riddle, Silver, Ruggy, and Rook, with the silver card being Deuce. Now, there are a few things that make these cards special. One, as soon as you get them, they're yours to keep. Like, there are no requirements or criteria to meet. As soon as you get them in your mailbox, they're yours. And I think that is amazing. Another amazing thing about these cards is the fact that their spell material is the same as everyone else. What I mean by that is that, they take books, notebooks, everything. So you don't really need to do any special farming just to level these guys up. The only thing different about these guys is the Groovification material. And that is going to be the purple cap and cape, which I believe they're going to call like the Masquerade outfit. I'm not quite sure, but be sure to pick these guys up. I don't really have an analysis for these guys because there is a philosophy in gacha that states that you should always get the free characters no matter what. So get these guys. I mean, come on, they look awesome. I mean, my favorite is Ruggy out of the free cards, but I do want Deuce as well. But what are your guys' favorite free cards? Be sure to comment if you want to do that, but let's go ahead and move on to the next portion. So I would also like to take this time to introduce a new character, Rolo Flem. And the inspiration is not exactly a stretch. I mean, we obviously know what he is inspired from.
We'd like to get the trailer.
Okay, pause. I am so sorry. I'm not sure how the Evil Queen does this, but this mirror has been giving me a little trouble. There we go.
Creature may yet prove one day to be of you.
Now, he is a student council president at Noble Bell College, as well as the keeper of the Bell of Salvation. I have no idea what the story is behind that, or I can't remember at least, but we'll find out. His outfit, his design is so cool, and I am looking forward to knowing more about him. Now, I don't think we're going to get him. I could be wrong. But if we do get him, we'll probably get him during the rerun event. But other than that, let's go ahead and move on. Alright, as I stated before, this is going to be a stamp-based event. We're going to have a total of 5 stamp cards over the span of 5 weeks. And you basically do all the objectives to get all the goodies, as well as getting 1 key. There's a total of 5 keys to collect. And if you don't like that whole grid look, you can always press the button to reveal the list, so that way you can actually read the objectives. If you don't like the list and like the grid, you can just click on the box and it'll reveal what to do. And I'll even have a link to some of it as well. So keep that in mind as you progress through. So let's talk about the limited furniture for a second here. Now, in the Crafter's Gauntlet of your guest room, there will be specific battles for you to collect event exclusive materials. Not just paint, I believe, but other materials as well. And once you get enough materials, you're able to make furniture. As for what furniture to expect, I tried looking for examples all over the internet. I even tried playing the game on JP, but I could not get any examples other than the Frollo statue, and even that wasn't a clear picture, so I provided an example of what to expect to put in your room. I'm not sure who would put a Frollo statue in their room, but to each their own. But be sure to stay on top of that on the Crafter's Gauntlet, and be sure to play every single day, because as I have learned in the previous events, if you don't stay on top of that, you just will not have enough materials to make everything. Oh, the Port Fest, I am still regretting that so much. However, let's go ahead and continue. So next, I'm going to briefly go over some of the shop items available during this event. As you're collecting masks, you can trade these masks for all sorts of goodies, including copies of the free character cards. Now, these character cards will become available as soon as you obtain them, and you're able to max limit break them. You'll also be able to buy the Groovification material and an SSR perfume, I believe only 1. And then you're also able to buy some of the backgrounds you'll see in the event for your home screen. I'm looking forward to seeing like the Main Street Festival, or getting that, so that way I can put that on my home screen. You'll also be able to buy your star shards, and actually you'll be able to buy bundles of every single element, and that's going to be useful, like for sure. So make sure you prioritize what you want. I would prioritize the Groovification item first before anything else, and then the perfume, because the SSR perfumes are so hard to get. But other than that, let's go ahead and move on. So let's move on to probably the most anticipated showcase of the year, and that is the Masquerade Showcase. I will be going over what characters will be featured on what banner and what they do. I don't usually give character analysis too much, but for this event, I think it's beneficial for you to know what character does what, and you can decide whether or not you want to spend gems on these banners, or you want to wait till a New Year's or the anniversary event to spend your gems. So let's get started with this Azul and Apple banner, which will be the first to be featured. Now, the Azul SSR Masquerade gear will have a Water, Flora, and Fire spell, with his Flora spell having Duo Magic with Jamil, and once again, Duo Magic means there's an extra shot, so if you pair him off with Jamil, he'll have a third shot of Flora instead of 2. And his third spell is an HP regen of 3 turns. And I think that's really useful if you're looking for a support card. And if you have the perfumes to do it, I would go for this one. And now next we have Apple. And Apple's okay. I mean, he looks great, but he is a water fire character. And he has minor power boost for everyone. His water spell, his boost affects all people for 1 turn, and for his fire, it only affects himself for 1 turn. Now, you may notice that his Duo Magic character is not on the same banner. I think they do this so that way you can roll on multiple banners, so that way you get cool characters, while at the same time get characters who fit together. But other than that, let's move on to the next one. So, next we're going to talk about the Idia and Sebek banners. So, Idia is going to pull a double water and 1 flora spell. So, if you are in need of a water user, you can definitely go for Idia. Nothing much to sneeze at when it comes to his effects. He has like a major power drain for 1 turn for his first spell, if you're looking for something like that. And he has a power boost for 1 turn for his third spell. His Duo Magic is with Apple, so you can always pair him up with an Apple if you have a good one. I know I have a Dorm Apple I could definitely use with him if I wanted Idia. And then his SR partner is going to be Sebek. Now, Sebek's going to pull a water and fire spells with a major curse for 2 turns on his water spell, which is not bad, but I'm a major Sebek simp, okay? So I'm definitely going to try and pull him on this banner. So finally, we have probably the most anticipated showcase of the Masquerade Showcases, at least for me and some other people. I know some others are more looking forward to Azul or Idia. However, we're going to focus on Malleus right now. So this banner is going to feature Malleus and Jamil. Malleus is going to sport a Flora, Fire, and Water, and his Flora spell is going to have a medium HP restoration. Now, this makes him an automatic support card without unlocking him, unlike what you do with Azul. So there's that going for him. And then his Fire spell is going to have Duo Magic with Sebek, which means that if you pair him off with Sebek, he's going to have 3 shots of fire instead of 2. And his final spell is a water spell with 1 turn curse immunity. Now, I'm not sure if I have a crisis or a problem with being cursed, so I'm not sure if I'm going to unlock that spell. And then next we have the SR Jamil, who is a double Flora for those who are looking for more Flora spell users in their team. And he is going to have a damage cut for both spells, so he is going to be a bit more difficult to kill, or at least makes your health a bit more difficult to go down. His first spell has a damage cut for all allies for 1 turn, and then his second spell is going to have a damage cut for the caster. So think of it as, further damage cut for you if you use both spells. Now, this is going to be the 3rd banner. Now, I believe that each banner is going to be up for a week, and then they switch to a new banner. So Azul is going to be the first week, Idia is going to be the 2nd week, and Malleus is going to be the 3rd week. And then all 3 banners are going to come up at the same time for you to roll on them. Now, I do have to warn you though, any pity points, any pity bars that you've made for these banners will disappear once these banners are gone. For example, if you try and roll an Azul, and let's just say you get up to like 70%, and then that banner's gone, then that means your progress is gone. So when that banner comes up again, that banner will not be at 70%. It'll go back to 0. So make sure that you're able to get as much pity points as possible if you need to go to pity. Hopefully you don't go to pity. I wish you don't go to pity. I wish I don't go to pity. And even if you do go to pity, I do have to warn you, this is not going to be like with the birthday boys, where the only SSR is going to be the birthday card or the featured card. No, it is going to be every regular SSR card plus this with a higher rate for the featured card. Only when you hit 200 will you get guaranteed the card that's featured. So that's a lot of points. That's a lot of gems. I do not wish that on anyone. That's like 6,000 gems. So I hope you get who you want. If not, I am so sorry, but that is the gacha life. And that about covers it. Thank you all for watching this far. If you've made it this far, I like to make these guides to help make things easier for everyone. And let's be honest, this game deserves the Fate Grand Order treatment when it comes to making guides. If you have any comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. I like reading them. And if you have any critiques, please let me know. I'd be happy to improve, especially for stuff like the audio. And yes, I will see you all with the Platinum video, which I will be making, because most likely that's going to be a big event of itself with SSR Grimm and probably bundles. And I hope you all have a fantastic day and enjoy the event. Toodles!